Alright, and hey there, Prox Gaming Crew, this is Proxify here. We're back for some more of the Paper Mario the 1000-Year Door on the Nintendo Switch. If you did miss out during the last one, well, we just made on into our way of Chapter 1, and from there, we headed off into the Petalburg area, met up with Mayor Croup, and he did go and open up the way for us to head off into the Shhwonk Fortress that is here to meet up with this Thwomp to go and do a quiz with him, and let's go and see what that's going to have to go and be with their time for today. Now, he already went out of his way to spoil out with one of the many of the different quiz questions that's going to be here. I believe there's like a total of like 7 different quiz questions that we could go and answer, but you just need at least 5 of them to at least get a pass, and then you can be able to open up with the warp pipe and head all the way into the underground area to at least look for the sun and moonstones that are going to happen from here. Now those sun and moonstones, those are normally going to be meant for heading off into the Hooktail's castle part. Now we're not going to go and do anything within Hooktail's castle, but we're at least just going to arrive within the destination and save up within the actual time from here. But there is only going to be one new enemy that will be located within our way of the Shhwonk temples, and that is going to be, of course, with the fuzzy. Now these fuzzies can at least be somewhat a little bit annoying. Their blocking moves, trying to go and block from their attacks, are a little bit difficult. I always had a hard time with those fuzzies, and I think you guys are going to probably have a hard time as well too if this is going to be our first time play throughout Paper Mario the 1000-Year Door. Most of the times I'm always pretty good at like safeguard with other different enemies, but these fuzzies, they're just really annoying because it's all about timing exactly at the right exact moment when the fuzzy is going to like try to drain off all your life. Now there will be other fuzzies later on in other up and coming chapters. That will be more so in the chapter 5 area, reaching off into the area where Cortez is going to be, which that is a very fun area if I do have to say so myself, but we got quite a bit of some other chapters before reaching off into that way. But there is other different fuzzies that I think their things are also going to be different because I want to say that their life draining is going to be a little bit more annoying than compared just to a regular fuzzy, because there will be like I think like jungle fuzzies, there'll be like pink fuzzies as well too, so we want to be very careful within those other times of the fuzzies showing up within there. So I guess this guy is even surprised that we are. So we already went and answered all 5 of these questions that we had to go and do from this Thwomp. So now he's going to open up the warp pipe, and then we can finally go and jump on into this web. Now, the rest of other things that I will be showing you here in this underground part to go and look for the sun and moonstones is going to literally just be it. Like, I'll just show you guys just one fuzzy battle, and then I'm just going to just edit everything else just to go and show you guys the 2 items that we're going to have to go and look for from here. And we already got ourselves with a brand new badge. This is actually known as the multi-bounce, a very nice and good helpful badge for any other type of enemies that will have like more than one of them. Most of the times we will be seeing enemies that will have multiple of those type of enemies that will show up. I think in Hooktail's castle, we are going to be meeting up with like different like Koopas and dry bones out here. So there's going to be multiple enemies that will happen, and I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, that I don't know if multi-bounces are going to work around within those said dry bones, because they could be potentially immune to them, because I think we're going to have to go and at least pick up with some fire flowers before we go reach off into Hooktail's castle, which I think I'm going to probably have to make my way back over to off recording. But with some of those different Koopas and other things that will be showing up within there, the multi-bounce will be somewhat helpful for those guys. I just don't know about the dry bones though, to be exact. But there we go. And you want to be careful with this fuzzy, however, because this guy does seem like it does have an item for a mush that will like to be able to go and get himself all healed up quickly. Which I have to say that that's even annoying, because they even drain out their life anyway. So it's like, why do you even need a mush to even begin with? Like, that's just basically a complete waste of time. Now, I'm a little bit okay with how the stylish moves actually kind of work, but I would like to at least try to get like the full stylish move, because like there's gonna be like a point in time where I think like later on you can actually do like more tricks than just doing like one type of stylish move, and then you can kind of regain like almost all your crystal star like abilities like pretty quickly, which that would be like a really big help. And there we go, got our little stylish move out there, and just like that, we got some star points. I have to say, here in this game, for getting EXP grinding out here is really, really, really nice. Like, it's much better than what it was, like, compared to the GameCube version, because I remember, like, it was, like, very taxing, if I have to say so myself, just trying to, like, gain a whole bunch of experience points, because, like, sometimes, like, Goombas or, like, Fuzzies, like, sometimes, like, within the early game, they don't really give you, like, a whole heck of a lot of, like, of EXP type of stuff, but I'm glad that here in this game, they actually kind of give things a little bit of a nicer type of look out here, or an easier type of feel, if I have to go and say so myself. But there we go, we got ourselves with the FP badge, so happy about with that. We can now get ourselves a little bit of a more bump up increase of using more of our badge points as long as our time here. Now, it's strongly advisable that you may possibly want to go and put more time stuff into putting more of your flower points within your time of leveling up, because that's going to help you out big time throughout the game. Because, like, most of the other items that you will probably be picking up later on will have a little bit more of the different type of FP type of usage that are going to happen. Because sometimes you'll probably run into like a 4 or maybe like a 5 type of flower point badge. And that FP of that flower points are going to be draining like no tomorrow. And sometimes you may probably not even have enough flower points by the time that you head off into like a certain type of said boss or something. Unless if you go and figure out that there's like an actual healing area or something that you could go and find, but you just don't want to be caught up in that type of predicament. So you may possibly want to go and start trying to add a little bit more flower points compared to the rest of the other ones that actually happen. Now, badge points are also pretty nice as well too, because I think there's like a total, I think, of like 30 I think you could go and add. I think that's like the max, right, of like badge points that you could go and do. I don't know if there's any more that you could go and do with that, but if you have like 30 amount of badge points, you could add like a whole bunch of like smack ton of badges for Mario, and even so with your partners as well. So yeah, so after a little bit of time here, after this gold fuzzy battle, we're just gonna go and light them up with the fire flower here and just tackle them out and just get them out of here. Now this is like the only time I want to say that you could only find a gold fuzzy. I don't think that they will actually show up in chapter 5 at all. I could be wrong on that, but this is the only type of place to go and find that said gold fuzzy there. And I just kind of like how like all these fuzzies just kind of like hop through the actual screen. Feels like they're kind of like jumping at us, coming out right from the TV. So here we are out of Petalburg, just so that you guys don't have to see me go through Petalburg and have to basically cut across through everything that's going to happen from there. But we made it with Coop here, and that's pretty nice. Now, I guess he finally made his decision that he does want to go and tag along with us to the actual Hooktail's castle, because we actually do need him. Because if we don't really have Coops with us, then we're kind of screwed in some aspects of the area of Hooktail's castle. Because there is some places that we're going to have to go and use some lifting of different blocks that are going to happen. So we kind of do need him for that. Now, we will get ourselves into a tutorial-based wise discussion about how Coops actually does work. There is an actual said item to go and find around within here of the Petalburg Meadows. But I totally forgot about that. I'll probably have to come back on that on my own time when I'm trying to get some fire flowers as well too. So yeah, so we can actually just go and use Coop to go and pick up with other different items that are around. So pretty nice with that, if they're a little bit further away than normal. We also can't forget that we also do have that these button presses that are here. Now there's going to be a lot of switches inside Hooktail's castle, and that's kind of the reason why that we do need Coops here. Now, not only that, but we kind of do need him to at least open up with the way of opening up with the actual entrance as well too, because there's going to be a set type of thing that's going to happen where there's going to be two different switches, and you kind of need to hold down on the button for Coops while he's using a shell, and then you go and jump at the same exact time simultaneously. Now, I believe you can do it like a little bit like not in sync with each other, but you only got like a few seconds before like the light turns off, so you kind of want to make sure that you go and at least jump on it as quickly as you can before that light just goes away. But yeah, so there's Koopy Koo right here. I guess this is Coop's type of like love interest, I guess, for the time being of this game. And she's like basically saying like, please don't go. We don't want you to get injured as well. But you know what? They got Mario by your side, right? Like Mario should be able to just go and take on anything that's going to be here. Uh-oh. Fine, ignore me. Yeah, of course, Koops is the stubborn Koopa. Now, if I'm not mistaken, here in this game, the Nintendo Switch, here for Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door is actually a little bit different. Now, if you guys remember, back when we went and played through the original Paper Mario game, we knew that Hooktail's weakness point was actually about with some crickets here. Now, I believe this game is directly going off the way of how the Japan version of this game actually works. So actually Hooktail's weakness is actually going to be set about with frogs instead of crickets, which is actually pretty interesting. And I'm kind of curious to see like what else has made other different changes here in Paper Mario Thousand Year Door within the Japan side of things, because like if they're going strictly off of the actual Japan version of this game, because I know that they're doing the actual logo of what the cover art is basically off for the Japan version of the actual said GameCube game from there. So that, because like that's actually somewhat pretty neat that we actually get to go and see it here with the west side of things, kind of having a different type of change of what's happening here. Now, there's nothing really interesting or new that happens once you go and open up within this pipe here. There's no, like, free star pieces or no new free badges or anything. All that is just that we're just going just directly right to the castle. That's basically it about here. So I guess for right now, we are going to have to go and end off with this episode for today. So I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. See you guys for the next one that we go and happen. And of course, peace.